I think in this entrepreneurship journey, one of the biggest challenges that we all as introverts are going to face is we are getting lost. We will be, this is from experience, this is something we will be getting lost, overwhelmed, stuck most of the times when we want to do something. And this was my today's experience. Today I'm recording it on 19th of July 2022, 8:10 8:10 p.m. There I want to work and I'm struggling with my own work ethic. And this is something that I've not experienced yet. And I'm recording it anyway because I had a conversation with one of my friends and she said, Fazil, I think I've been doing this. Even if you can apply this to yourself, it's going to benefit you. So, disclaimer, this is not something that I've been doing it, but then this is something that I'm going to start doing it after recording this video, because this, I found it very important and I just wanted to benefit it to you, because this is going to benefit me. And this is definitely going to benefit you as well. So, one of the things that, by the way, thank you so much for joining this video. We are diving down right into the topic. So, point number 1, 4 ways to build work ethic when you're feeling lost and stuck. Productivity strategies for introvert entrepreneurs. You have to be certain when you're into entrepreneurship journey, and when you are as I don't know about extroverts, but as an introvert, I can definitely say that we lack some piece of us is lacking that work ethic. And it's going to affect a lot of us when we're into entrepreneurship, just because probably you were a student, you're great doing that because you had a schedule. You were in a job, you had a schedule. You was working for someone else, you had a schedule. You were already having a business, you had a schedule. When you're starting fresh into a business world, starting fresh, like without any experience, you may struggle with work ethic. You may have like all the time in the whole world for the whole day, just like I have, but you may still be battling your own self because you may lack work ethic. I lack work ethic. Then I start looking at people who are better than me, who are doing great at what they're doing. I look at my own parents, the way they do things. I look at people who are successful than me and kind of learn lessons from them. It's like, okay, I'm not that person, but then I see if I can just model that, whether it works for me. A few of the things works, a couple of things doesn't work. A couple of things that I've kind of learned from today's one of my friends. Like, she said, Fazil, she also said she learned from a friend of her, which was like, this is what a ripple effect comes into picture. You know, you say something to someone, and that someone says to that someone, and someone's like, it just goes on, and it just benefits people out, everyone out. Now she said to her, and she said to me, cool, treating business like your own kid. When you start treating like your own kid, I have no experience of having kids, but then I know how people treat their own children. Now, me being a child, me being a kid, like me being a child, me being a son. Anyways, I know the feeling of how parents treat us. So I can certainly say how we can treat the child as well. Now, how do you treat a child? Now you need to be treating business like that. Babies when the child is not even walking, the child is crawling. Now before even crawling, the baby is not even crawling. Then she starts crawling. Then subtly starting to stand, and then walk more faster, and then start running, and then being more confident walking. So there are stages of the baby to go, and as a parent, as an elder, as a guide, whatever that is, you are going to give your best on a daily basis to that child, to that kid, to that one life, because you know there's an attachment. Eventually there's an attachment. So that attachment we just need to bring somehow to this what we're doing, because at times you are going to face, because I generally face it, where what happens is, you are working on your dream, but then you're 100% disconnected with the dream because of your own self. You feel like working, you feel like recording a video, you feel like writing an email, you feel like doing it, but then you don't do it eventually. Why does it happen? Because it all goes back to your work ethic. It goes back to you being overwhelmed. It goes back to you don't have a game plan, and we lack a lot of things. We are battling. We are on the journey of battling ourselves and just winning ourselves. Forget about helping people out. We make money we just make any number of amount of money just because it's just a byproduct. We are just helping ourselves by helping other people. The money is just coming our way. That's how it is. It's just how it's coming our way. Now, also because of you're doing a lot of hard work. Now, When you're treating business like your own kid, you are giving your all in on a daily basis, not on a weekly basis. Like, come on, like, I have fed you today, I'm going to feed you next week. It's not going to be the case. I do that with my own business. I cannot do that all the time. It's like, I did not work on my business today. Okay, I'm going to work it out tomorrow. It's treated like food. Like, I'm going to eat, like, just like people say, like, did you had food 3 times? Yes. Did you make that assignment? No. Like, see the difference, priorities. So treating the business like your own kid, so that you don't neglect your own business and your own project in your own dream. I'm going to do it myself. Point number 2 is allot dedicated hours of the week of work. Allot dedicated hours of the work. This happens when you're in schools, colleges, working for someone else in the business, as an employee, as an employer. When it comes to your own business, we don't allot hours. When we don't allot hours, it's all over the place, or it's not even a single minute of the day. When you allot hours, okay, now what she suggested, first of all, what I do is I allot 5 hours on a daily basis for 5 days a week. 2 days of break for me. So I'm working on this project that I've taken, the business that I'm building, the dream business that I'm building. I'm going to work out on a daily basis. I'm going to work 5 hours on a daily basis. Now, when you allot that, it inside your own brain, I never did that. This was when she said this to me today. I was like, dude, I never did that in 3 years of my entrepreneurship journey. I never allotted work days. I never allotted work. Like, this is how many hours I have to work. Maybe I did that. I did not follow it. Maybe I followed it for a couple of times. I failed it. And then I'm completely failed over a period of time. Now, when you allot certain amount of numbers, okay, I'm going to work just like I'm going to work bare minimum 10 minutes a day of workout, exercise. So that's like the bare minimum. Just like that, I'm going to have like 3 meals bare minimum. Just like that, I'm going to have 6 hours of sleep. Just like that, how many hours do you want to work? Based on being 100% vocal about what you're doing, 100% practical about what you're doing. When you are practical about what you're doing, I'm just going to allot like 2 hours on a daily basis, 3 hours on a daily basis. When you start doing this, it becomes easy. It gets programmed. It's like, okay, 2 to 4 is this time is claimed. I'm going to work. Just zone out into work. That's all. Zone in into work. Third point, she said, is work in chunks. Now we know about working in chunks. This month is July. Last year, June, I read this book called, what is this book? Omar 2, the Productivity Principles. The Productivity Principles. It comes from history. So a great ruler back in the day. So when it's Omar 2, Productivity Principles, you can just search for it on the Google, you'll find that book. Now, I don't remember the exact name of it. I did read that last year and I never followed it. Now, today, maybe I was in a position to receive it and it kind of made a lot of sense to me. And I was like, okay, I'm going to start doing it from tomorrow itself because the day is anyway ended for me. I'm going to start doing it from tomorrow. Now, work in chunks in a way, if you're not aware of working in chunks, it means that you work for a couple of minutes and then take a short break. Then work of a couple of minutes, then take a short break. Then work of a couple of minutes, then take a short break. Now, it can be 20 minutes and 5 minutes of break. It can be 30 minutes, 10 minutes of break. It can be 1 hour, 15 minutes of break. It can be like working for 90 minutes, taking like 20 minutes of break. So when you're working in chunks, you know exactly, okay, I'm going to work like 4 times in this 5 hours, say for example, and I'm going to work out for these many minutes. And you are going to allot the work you're going to allot the work as and how the time you've got. And based on that, you're going to work on. Now, when you start working on chunks, what it definitely is going to do for us it is going to help us focus. You just don't get to work for 5 hours. You're taking breaks in those 5 hours. You just don't get to complete 2 hours. You get to take breaks in that. When you do that, mind relaxes. You kind of message someone you love. You kind of watch a song, you kind of watch a movie, like just like go have a walk or just take a view and go have something to eat, get a coffee, maybe take a nap and then come back fresh and start working on. So when you do this, working in chunks, it definitely helps you. I've kind of done it couple of times, not much of times, a couple of times, it kind of works magical, and you start experiencing that again. Fourth point is going to be repeat. You repeat that. You start treating the business like a child. Cool. You start dedicating workloads, like working hours. Then you start working in chunks. So when you start working in chunks and start repeating the whole process again, this is always going to be beneficial for you when and as you're stuck, confused, lost, clouded, don't feel like doing it. So those will be the moments where you can actually start working on this one. Cool. This is how you, I think from today, this is the lesson for me that I've learned, that I just wanted to share you on the work ethic part of it. This we can learn from this one. Hope this benefits you, because it's going to definitely benefit me, because this is what I'm going to do. Cool. So thanks so much for making this video. Me and the topic of your day. May peace and blessings be upon you and your loved ones. See you in an exciting another video.